Every year, on March 23rd, countries around the world join in the observation of World Meteorological Day. It is meant to commemorate the establishment of the World Meteorological Organization in 1950. This year's theme highlights the very important role that the weather and climate information play in advancing sustainable development goals and reducing the impacts of extreme weather and climate-related events on societies across the globe. Michael Holtz, a weather observer at the National Meteorological Service, gave us some information about the importance
World
of the
Met
event.
Day is on March 23rd. We're celebrating a little bit earlier, but it's about exposing the kids into the weather, how we get information from the weather, how that might be useful to them, and give them a little bit more insight about the rain, the weather, and so forth, the types of instruments we use, and just to have them build up an interest in case they want to come work here, work for a meteorological service, and so they have a deeper understanding of science and how it works.
Holt said that the fair displayed a host of activities and informational booths for the kids to visit, where they learned about the Met's automatic weather stations, radar, and weather balloons. Around 500 children attended the event, with some hailing from as far as Key Cocker. Marina Chamelia explained why she thought it was important to make the visit to the fair along with her students.
I believe that it's important for kids to be a part of these kind of fair because they could use it in their science lesson and get to learn more and put it into practice. I want them to learn more about the satellite. When they came, they asked, "Miss, what is that big ball there?" And we went and asked a gentleman, and he said that after the tour that they will know more about it.
And you're hoping to implement some of the things that they learn here today into their science lessons?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking with a few of Chamelia's students, we learned what they gleaned from the presentations.
I learned that the sun recorder records how many, I don't know how to say it, but the heat. It records all the heat that the sun projects.
Can you tell me what you learned at today's event so far?
Okay, that the thermometers test the temperature of things.
So are you excited to be participating in today's event?
Yes,
Have you learned anything so far?
that there's 4 type of thermometers, and that there's one of the thermometers, the max thermometer, is the closest to be those thermometers that the nurse gave you.
The highlights of the day's activities was the releasing of a weather balloon used to measure temperature, wind, and pressure as it ascends. Michelle Augustine, Deputy Chief Meteorologist at the National Met Service, said that performing a simulation with the balloon for the children to observe was an important part of today's event, as the balloon is a vital tool in weather observations.
This provides the meteorologist or forecaster with an idea of what is happening above the surface in terms of these weather parameters, and it helps us to basically better forecast the weather conditions over our area. Additionally, this information is very important from the weather balloon during a hurricane season, because when we have the approach of a storm, the National Hurricane Center relies on this information from this radar sun that is released with the weather balloon to help them to assess or analyze the data over a particular area. So the weather balloon will provide, for example, if a system is approaching, if the pressure is low, so it kind of helps them to validate where the center of the storm is. Likewise, also the wind conditions. If the weather balloon goes up and measures, the instrument measures that the wind is very strong near our area, then the hurricane forecasters would better able to pinpoint the location of the system.
Britney Gordon for News 5.